All right, this is G-Man. This is our first episode podcast of You Know Me, Golden Isles podcast, talking to people around the Golden Isles and introducing the community to local business owners, local legends, local citizens of the Golden Isles. I'm G-Man, and I got Frank Buddha, or Cheesecake Frank, as everybody knows. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, hello, this is Frank. We're here, like you said, the podcast for the Golden Isles and surrounding area. We're hoping to introduce people to a lot of cool businesses, cool music, cool art, and get people excited about this area some more.
Right. And actually, in our first episode, we have my good friend, Vinay Khurana with KhuranaKickboxing. Ladies, I think he's still single, just in case, if you're wondering. Vinay, go ahead, quickly introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. Great to be on the show and being the first guest. And my name is Vinay Khurana, and been here in the Golden Isles for about 6 years. Love it. Came from California, and it's been a great experience in running the kickboxing gym. And today's actually our 6-year anniversary, actually. So really excited for this opportunity as well to be on the podcast.
Yeah, and so let's talk about that. So 6 years. So how's it been in 6 years?
It's been great. Started with my brother who moved here first, and he happened to notice boxing gym locally and decided to do a little training there. And opportunity opened up for me to come here and start teaching kickboxing and start building my own business out of it. So
that's awesome.
The journey's been pretty amazing since. I've learned a lot, I feel, in the time I've been here.
So what got you to get into kickboxing?
Initially, I was actually involved in Kenpo karate when I was a kid. And then I was getting bullied in school, and just that I gravitated towards. Seeing the Karate Kid movies actually is what really got me into it. It was relatable. And then my instructor, she knew the gentleman who was running that studio for kickboxing, and I had an interest in getting in better shape initially was the reason why I went there, and fell in love with it. So yeah, that's kind of how it all came about.
How old were you when that all started?
I was 9 when I got into karate, and then the kickboxing, I was 18 years old when I got into that.
That's awesome.
So what's the difference? What drew you into the kickboxing and kind of going away from the karate and the...
I feel like I loved doing karate, but at a certain point I kind of wanted to try something different, and also wanted to get better into more of the fitness aspect. And so it seemed like at their gym they were doing more cardio, and it was a different type of fighting style. And so that's what intrigued me to try it out. First day I thought I was going to die, almost threw up.
I know how that feels.
Yeah. But it was great, thereafter, and I just kept coming back. And through that also learned more Muay Thai, which we had another coach that taught that there, and a little bit of boxing, and then found myself even teaching with that gym thereafter. So.
And now you said you were bullied when you were younger. How did the kickboxing, the karate, how did that help you push through that?
Give me self-confidence, just helped me to really believe in myself, connect more with other people. Definitely helped me to know how to address the situation where it doesn't always have to come down to a physical altercation. Sometimes just, not being scared, but just talking, with confidence, and just being able to also not feed into an argument where it escalates, but also having the confidence from sparring and doing those things that you have skills to protect yourself and to defend yourself if needed.
Yeah, that's important, because a lot of kids, they're, as we know still today, bullying is a big issue.
Oh, yeah.
with younger kids. So that's a great message.
And it's changed a lot. I mean, when we were kids, bullying was more of a physical intimidation.
Yeah.
Now with social media and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, it's more of a psychological beatdown. And do you get a lot of kids, or do you have some kids that come to your classes for just kind of for that buildup of self-esteem?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And I've seen that for sure, which has been a real blessing in a way that I could relate to them. At the time going through it was very tough, but I also see how it's come full circle. And so, yeah, I've seen where you have kids from going through all different sort of things, either confidence issues, or maybe they were told that they had a learning disability, or were made to feel like they couldn't fit in, or weren't good enough, and it's the furthest thing from the truth. They just have to realize what potential and skills they do possess and how to unleash that. And I think bringing a community together, which is what I really love about this type of gym, is key in that, where then they can relate to one another and even form friendships and bonds and encourage and help each other become better.
So you do sometimes these classes in groups?
I do. I have a private group class, actually, which has really been cool. That happened more recently, starting last September, with Glenn County homeschoolers. They're a really awesome community, and so they do a lot of activities together with all the homeschool kids and parents. And one of them reached out to me and asked if I would do a class for them. And so we came up with a structure for that. And it's been really cool. The parents even participate in it with their kids.
That's fun.
So yeah, it's been pretty cool, twice a week.
So for anybody that is homeschooling that listens, so how does that work for them? Do they get like a credit, or is it just for their beneficial?
It's kind of like for their physical education. So it's their outlet for PE. We do it twice a week, 45 minutes. We do it 1:30 p.m. on Mondays and Fridays. And usually what we do is have 8 classes, and each person can participate in that, and then we just kind of see from there if they want to do another 8. They have actually a Facebook page too, Glenn County Homeschoolers, which has been really cool. I've been able to connect with a lot of them on there as well.
Yeah, and I see from your posts, it packs out pretty good.
Yeah, it's been really awesome. We have about usually 20 on average signed up.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I even brought on an assistant coach also to help me with some of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I've been with you for a while. We were just talking before we started this, 6 years that you've been here. And I was trying to remember when I came on, but I just love how you've grown, how the business has grown, how the community, the people in here have grown, and I just love that. So how do you feel from a business aspect growing? How's it been for you?
It's been amazing. I've had times where I've had challenges and I'd had some good support with friends like yourself who helped me through those times. I don't think I realized in the beginning that when you do start any business, there is a time frame to really allow yourself the time to grow and to develop, and you're going to make mistakes and you're going to have failures, and you have to learn from that. That's a key in becoming stronger and growing as a business. But seeing all these things come about over the time I've been here, it's just been incredible. It's far surpassed anything I could have imagined. And what I appreciate being in a town like this is word of mouth really does go a long way. And people are very down to earth and really supportive, and the community is just a really strong one out here. But I've been, just really excited to see how far it's gone, and even now having my own actual gym, literally, which is not something I ever thought I'd do.
Yeah.
But it's been really cool.
So what are the classes, or what do you teach here? Let's talk about your business. So what are the services that you provide?
Services I provide, we do boxing and kickboxing workouts. I also will mix up with some conditioning, so we implement some CrossFit workouts. Also do yoga, just a mix of a lot of different things to help people get in shape, lose weight, learn some skills. Also do a lot of mitt and pad holding as part of that. I have private sessions with a lot of clients too who might want more one-on-one attention to develop those skills or accomplish any fitness goals they have. But yeah, a lot of it just has been great. So much for stress, for relieving anything you're going through. Physical health, obviously. Most people really do come especially for the mental and physical well-being of it. And again, the cool thing too is, as a community, I've seen a lot of people form bonds and friendships in here that have lasted outside of the gym and encourage one another. And I'm more about everybody is welcomed. It's not just a fight gym type of mentality, or that you have to already know a certain amount of skills. You can come in here and never done it before, and we're going to do our best to make you feel welcome and want you to have fun and enjoy yourself and learn and grow as much as possible.
And what are your hours? So
right now our hours, because we're more class-based, we have classes going Monday through Friday at 6 p.m., and then we do have a 7 p.m. also pretty much Monday through Friday. and Saturday morning at 9 a.m. as far as our adult group classes go. And then aside from that, I do have a yoga program I do with the hospital locally twice a week, and then our personal training sessions with different clients.
Okay.
And I was just going to, you mentioned it before, but I know a lot of people when they start going to boxing, kickboxing, or a new gym, they're always worried about that intimidation factor. But I mean, I know from firsthand when I started for you, but just talk about that you don't have to worry, that you can just come in here and be yourself and learn.
Definitely. Yeah, no, absolutely. And actually most of our clients who attend have never done any striking before, or boxing or kickboxing, and you can just come in here and just try something new. If the kicking isn't something that you're into, we can give you more boxing workouts. What I try to do in the class, because we have a mix of people of all different age ranges, and some have been here a long time, some are very new, is we modify. So if someone needs to work around an injury, even though it's a class, I'll work with that client in the class. If someone's never done it before, I'll spend more of my time helping them initially to get started and learn at their pace. So we're always offering different modifications. I'm literally calling out boxing and kickboxing combos in the same class many times. But the cool thing, again, is the community aspect. So even though clients that have been here a while, I always see them also engaging and encouraging anyone who's new and helping them even. And even if I have a big class, they'll assist in that, which is really awesome. But it's welcome and open to anybody. Anybody can have a part in it. We've had people from all different walks of life, and that's what I love about this kind of gym, is everyone can be a part of it.
Yeah, that's what I remember starting, and I love watching the other people in the classes, that just watching them grow, and even now, you see someone that starts, and then you could just see their end result is amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. I've seen people who initially may have never wanted to touch a jump rope, and then now they're jump roping.
Yeah.
Or I see some of the clients, every day, so it's not always apparent to me because I see them literally daily. But I looked back at some old photos and I was amazed at the weight loss, and then we started sharing that, and just incredible through the work that they put in. And just even the confidence. I've seen it with kids and in the adults, as they've opened up more, felt like they could be more forthcoming with other people and form friendships, that they weren't going to be judged. They could just be themselves. And again, that no matter who you are, you're welcome. And everybody's about helping each other get better. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's helping one another to become our best version of ourselves.
Yeah. I really enjoy your classes. I mean, I can't tell you enough how much it's helped me out. And I've been with you for I think 5-6 years since you started. And you started out in downtown, correct?
Yes. Yep. Downtown. Initially, just in a smaller space inside of the boxing gym that was located down there, and it was interesting to see where it started and where it's grown. When I first came, I didn't have really any clients to work with initially, so it was a process and just being patient, and that's not my best suit, but I'm trying to get better at it. but learning, and then just trying to not let certain things shake you in the moment, and realize that the dream is still there, and then believing in it. And I saw a quote that I love, that one of my favorite wrestlers, and he does yoga now, Diamond Dallas Page, shares. Yeah. He said, "Never underestimate the power you give yourself by believing in yourself."
Yeah,
right.
And so there's so much truth to that. If you believe in it, it will happen. And a lot of it really does come down to what you tell yourself and what you believe about yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So I took boxing when I was a kid.
Oh, cool.
But it wasn't like what you can think boxing. It was with the PALS, Police Athletic League, and basically it was a boxing ring in the basement of the police station. and they just put gloves on us, and we just went at it. And I think the cops were actually betting on us in the corner. They didn't teach you anything. They just let you we just beat the hell out of each other for about an hour and then went home. And it was one day a week, and that's what it was, and that's what we did. There's literally no headgear, nothing, no mouthpieces or no training. it was just like, here you go, and they'd be over there smoking cigarettes, and I think literally betting who's gonna knock down who and stuff like that. So that was my whole experience. When you're 8, 9 years old, 10 years old, that's great because you're just letting out energy.
Yeah.
But how do you structure your classes? Going, because you have group classes, and you have a varying degree of levels and ages. You see, so you have a diverse class.
Yeah, so initially what we'll do is we'll warm up, first round with some jump rope. If some people aren't able to jump rope or prefer not to, I'll work with them on just some light shadow boxing, and then typically we'll do a few laps in here. Again, if someone has an injury, I can always work around it. I've dealt with tons of injuries in my own life, so I think that also thankfully helped me relate and know answers to help people in those situations. They're about 60-minute classes, so we might do a little bit of conditioning or some cardio exercises, and then the bag work where we do different combos. And so to accommodate everyone, I'll give beginners more basic combos, work more of the technique with them. People who've been advanced will get more of an advanced combo, and it could be kickboxing or boxing. Typically, I'm calling out about 3 or 4 different things within the same class to accommodate who's a part of that class. And then, towards the end, we'll usually do a little ab work and some stretching, kind of wind it down. But fortunately, just having been a part of a lot of gyms in my life, and again, also having to work through injuries that I had when I sparred and so forth, it's helped me to have a broader spectrum to offer people in classes. And so that's also, the experience has definitely paid off in that.
Yeah.
And you talk about injury. I know, we talked about this personally on the side about injury, but you did have to overcome a back injury, correct?
Yes, yeah. When I was about 20, something I did wrong with a heavy squat when I was lifting weights. And at the time, didn't think too much about it, but down the road, I was getting tingling and numbness down my right leg, and then noticing that I was losing feeling in my legs, and it was getting more serious. So 2 neurosurgeons confirmed I had a fractured L4, and basically said, you have a broken back. So I was like, oh, no way, okay. And then where the pain really was coming from especially was I had a bulging disc 10 millimeters out hitting my sciatica. And so every time I moved, they told me that my nerves are being compromised. Mm-hmm. I tried prior to that 2 years to avoid surgery, but with a fracture at that point, there was only one resolve. So we did have to do a fusion on that. Again, the timing's interesting because that happened before I moved here, but very close to it. And I was in a lot of pain prior to that. I didn't know if I could even teach because just standing and walking was so excruciating. So did get that taken care of. Got into yoga heavily after, which has helped a lot. But yeah, I had to definitely overcome that. That's why, again, I'm a real believer, though, in being in shape, because when you do take care of your body and you are training, exercising, if you do have an injury or a sickness, your body's going to have a stronger rebound from that than if you don't. But yeah, that was something that definitely had to overcome, and I've had people in here who've been through some of those things too since. So yeah. At the time, I was upset about it, and I didn't see why is this happening. I was kind of burned down about it. But again, it all comes full circle, just like with the bullying thing. I didn't realize how many people I would train out here that have had injuries or have to work around that.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of amazing how, all those things have a reason behind them, even when you don't know it at the time.
Yeah, like your life story is helping somebody else.
Yes. Yep.
I don't remember what the quote said, but it also reminds me because I'm an instructor, whatever. But you don't realize how many people's lives you actually like touch or inspire just from doing just 1 or 2 things in their lives, and they'll remember that for forever.
It's true. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I agree. It's so. Oh, I just had a question now.
It is our first podcast.
It just comes and goes. Oh, so we're dealing. You talked about getting people in shape and training, and some of these people losing weight. Do you encourage or have them on any kind of nutrition plan, or do you?
Typically, I'll give some consultation as to what I've seen that has worked for me. I'm not a licensed nutritionist, so I try to still be a little careful on that because everyone is different with
Right.
what their body may or may not need. Definitely the workouts I can certainly help them in. I did go vegan myself. And ironically, I tell people it's funny because I came from California, and when I came to the South, that's when I went vegan. And even though I was working out a lot out there, I feel like I got in better shape here also through some workouts with Brunswick Boxing. That's the boxing gym that I was a part of downtown, in which I'm also, by the way, real grateful to Joseph. He's the one that opened up the opportunity for me to build my business and to even have a start in coming here. I'm a real believer in giving credit to where it's due. Had it not been for him, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. So I am very grateful to him. He taught me a lot, and I'm still trained at their gym often too. But he's the one who also helped me get into the vegan diet. And for me, it just was real beneficial. I just saw a lot of improvement even then from that point on with weight loss in my case and cardio. So I do try to be an advocate of that. I feel like there's a lot of good options. But overall, I think just even making healthy, conscious choices in general that are obvious for everyone is good. Because again, we have different things. If I were diabetic or I had a different situation, it could be a different resolve to that. But if you do put in the effort to eat healthier and to work out, yeah, the sky's the limit as to what you can do.
Yeah, you can't outpunch or outkick a cheeseburger.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And let's talk about that because sometimes you might have, or I don't know if you've encountered this, maybe you have or haven't, but have you ever, what do you say to someone that thinks they can just come in on the first day and then they're like, well, I came in on day one and I still feel the same on day two, I didn't lose any weight. What encouragements do you have for people to say, hey, listen, like we talked with the business, it takes patience, right? It takes patience.
There's a great quote I love. It's not a race, it's a lifestyle. Right. And it's true. It does take time. And so a lot of the clients I mentioned, even with their weight loss, have been here a long time or we're here consistently working at it. All of us have different results and have different timelines in that. But overall, yes, my encouragement to them is just to be patient, build up gradually, try not to get discouraged. Everybody has to start, from scratch in the beginning, but as you put in the work and just stay consistent, consistency is really the key. And so you might come here a couple days a week and then feel a little stronger and start doing a few more days. And you might make a few modifications in your diet and then change it a little more. It didn't happen overnight with me either. I changed my diet many times throughout life. But, it's always, just like anything else, you keep learning and then you make more improvements. But yeah, patience is definitely the key. And if you stay consistent, it'll all come together. It's a lifestyle. So it's not about trying to expect something to happen in 2 weeks.
Right, and that's the biggest thing. Like the weight loss industry is like lose 40 pounds in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like everyone has I need it now mentality, and when it comes to your health and well-being, it's like what you said, it's a lifestyle change.
Yes.
And it kind of goes hand in hand. Once you start working out and you're feeling better, you tend to make better food choices.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of our weight gain problem in this country is people are eating to feel better. And that's it. It doesn't make you feel better. But working out is a dopamine that, gets that what you're looking for.
Right.
Food doesn't give you that dopamine high. You think it does, but it doesn't. And so, kind of working out and making that gradual change, you have to expect it to happen. You can lose 40 pounds doing it, but it's not going to be in 10 weeks.
Yep.
But you can. I'm a big proponent of fitness. It doesn't look like I am, but, because I got the big Buddha belly and I make cheesecakes and other things that are not healthy for people.
I think it comes down to moderation, though,
but
too, overall.
It does. There needs to be some kind of moderation, and I try to abide by that.
Yeah.
but I do like working out, and I haven't been working out because I've actually had a shoulder injury, then finally starting to get over because I was doing too much at the gym, and I wasn't giving myself enough time to rest.
Yeah.
And finally, I went to bench press one more time, and my left shoulder's like, no. So I understand the rest and the gradual piece of it, and people don't. And that's what I've tried to tell people. Like, my wife she tries a lot of the gimmicky stuff a little bit, and okay, it sounds great, but I mean, we still can't eat pizza every Friday night.
Yeah, and then the problem sometimes with that the gimmicky stuff is like when it stops working, or if whatever you were gimmicky pills or whatever, right? I don't want to get too much into that stuff, but if it's not there anymore, right? Like you rely on, but you can't rely on that. You got to rely on the lifestyle. You got to rely on
something you feel like you have to battle against a little bit. Is people coming in here expecting like almost like an instant change?
Sometimes, yeah. I think it's human nature that we all are hard on ourselves, and we feel like if I'm not there yet, then maybe I can't, or I'm not going to. And it's just not true. It's just patience and trusting the process. But it is work. It does take some hard work, no doubt. There's quotes I love too that you have to kind of choose your hard. Going to the gym is hard. Eating healthy is hard, but so is being unhealthy. It's, and if you don't make time for your health, you'll eventually have to make time for sickness. And so even the cost in that costs more to be sick than to be healthy. And so I think it just comes down to just giving it your best and being patient with it, and trusting that it's all going to come together, as you continue to work out. And sometimes even with it's trial and error, finding a workout that you do enjoy and you can stick with, finding foods that I don't think you're meant to have to force yourself to eat stuff you don't enjoy. Like, I actually love what I eat, but your palate will change over time too. However, again, is finding foods that are healthy for you, and there's plenty out there, but you also enjoy, and something that, again, it's a lifestyle, and you can be happy living with.
There's a lot of good food out there that is very healthy.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite dinners is a pan-seared tuna, but I use coconut oil.
Coconut oil is really good. Yeah.
And roasted asparagus, and a little bit of brown rice. And instead of using soy sauce that brags amino acids, which is like a fraction of the sodium that you get even in the low sodium soy sauce, this has less sodium than that. So a little bit of that, a little bit of wasabi, and it's one of my favorite dinners. And it's great because I feel like I've had a good dinner, and I'm not wanting something afterwards. And that's the thing is, I think a lot of people want that, need to have that dessert, but again, it's moderation.
Definitely. Also, I mean, even here locally, people laugh. It's my favorite place is Sea Salt on St. Simon's Island.
I was gonna ask you because I know that I was gonna say
a little shout out to them.
Yeah, let's shout them out.
They're awesome.
Yeah. Talk about what do you like to get from there? What is your go-to?
So for me, with the amount of working out and especially that diet, I do have to eat a lot. But what I love there is they have options for everyone, but they do have some good vegan options that I enjoy. I'll do their bruschetta on gluten-free flatbread. It's the Mexican bruschetta. So that's like black beans and avocado and pico. And then I'll build a bowl, which I like to mix with some tofu and brown rice, sweet potato, Brussels sprouts and beets. That's my favorite thing to get there. But I just love how they have such a great selection for everybody. And actually, they're the ones in that location are the first ones I've seen that really sustained a real good business, which is really cool to see. And they're great guys. And if you're going to eat out, that's really the place to go, in my opinion.
And just so everyone that's listening, they're located on St. Simon's.
Yes.
In the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center, right?
Yes, we're towards the back, almost facing where the airport is, as far as going inside. But
yeah, I know that's your go-to place. Like, you post pictures, I'm like, that looks good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, they got good stuff. So, and, let's real quick. You're a cat lover.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
So let's talk about your new kitten. He's cute as hell, Rocky. So
Yes.
I know you had a sad circumstance and then a happy circumstance with that.
Yeah, I did. I had another cat, black cat, Milo, who I actually flew with me from California out here. I had him for about 16 and a half years, and he was a stray. He just came out of the bushes and laid in my lap. I tell people it's funny, like I was praying. I used to have allergies really bad, and that got resolved. And so I really wanted to get a cat, but I was still nervous. So I just said, God, if you want me to have a cat, I pray I do. If not, then whatever you want. It sounded like I was praying about a wife. The wife didn't happen, but the cat the next day, my best friend calls me, and he noticed a stray outside his apartment. He came out of the bushes and laid in my lap, and just was an amazing cat, and I had him for all those years.
Wow.
Sadly, he did have some cancer, and then it was to the point where he had to be put down. Island Animal Hospital here locally, they're fantastic. They really helped me and gave me great care for him throughout the time I've been here. I didn't think I was going to do anything right away. I do live by myself, so it was hitting me really hard.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
But I felt, I'll go to PetSmart. I'll just look. I just felt like going. I didn't have any intention of doing anything. And No Kill Glen County was there. And so I thought, kind of a couple cats, I'll just look and play with them a little. And then one just really caught my attention, super affectionate, and his name's Rocky.
Yeah, from the
Perfect.
Rocky movies, yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, and so he just won my heart over, and I adopted him, and he's awesome. He's been great since. That happened towards the end of December.
Yeah, two amazing stories there. We like to call that the cat distribution system, where the universe sends a cat to its new owner.
Yes. Oh, boy. Cats. Well, you want 4 more?
Let's see. Maybe I get a few more clients. Maybe a few more clients, and I can afford it.
We actually moved into a house a couple years ago. It came with cats.
Wow. Okay.
3 cats. The previous owners were elderly, and they had passed away, so that's how the house was on sale. But they had the wife had discovered these kittens in a culvert next to the house. She was responsible enough to take them over to the shelter and have them fixed. But they remained outside. They're strictly outdoor cat. They just choose to live around this house. And so when we moved in, there was a letter about these cats. There's a black and white cat. Her name is Chin Chin. There's a gray cat. His name is Smokey. And then there's a calico cat who's a girl, but her name is Ricky Bobby. And she's like a keg with 4 legs. She's a little roly-poly. But my wife and my mother-in-law, because we help take care of my wife's parents, because they have health issues, but they take care of these cats. And then all of a sudden one day another black and white showed up, and so 3 came to 4. Her name is Puddin'. And they take care of them and leave out food, and as long as they take the food in at night, because we don't want to get the raccoons. So the Puddin' is the only one that is affectionate. She'll come up to you, and I think she lives somewhere and got too far away and couldn't find her way back, and she found a food source.
And now you guys, you're the parents now.
Yeah, so Jane, I really don't get too involved with it. Shanna is the caretaker, because we do have 2 cats inside the house, which were both funny. One, her name is Annie, and someone found her as a kitten after Hurricane Matthew with this twine wrapped around one of her legs so tight they had to amputate. So she has 3 legs. And I wanted to call her Peg Leg Pete. But instead we named her Annie for Annie Bonny, who's the first female pirate captain. And then, like you, I was hearing a little cat cry outside one night, and I looked around and I saw this little gray kitten, and I just put my hand on the fence thinking that will scare it off. No, he walked up and sat right on my hand.
Wow.
So Seamus now lives, and I had to go rehearsal because we were doing a show with the Island Players. So I put him in one of the bathrooms. I took a picture, and Shannon, she used to work at the pharmacy at the Winn-Dixie, and I sent her a picture saying, "This is in the bathroom. Just let you know, I got to go to rehearsal. Bye." And she's like, "What the hell?" So we have a catastrophe just about every single day with something. But yeah, it's been fun because I like you. I have allergies and asthma and things like that, and I made it a priority to make sure that I go see an allergist and get some allergy shots and kind of get in that regimen. So, because I really think if Shannon had to choose between me and the cats, I would be looking for another place.
Actually, let's segue into places. So now you're here at the mall.
Yes.
So how's it been here?
It's been great. I can't believe it, but we're coming up almost on a year since being here, and that was also like roughly about a year ago when I actually made the decision to open my own facility. And thankfully, this space happened to be available, and it was just a good fit. And I had a lot of good friends help me with setting everything up and getting everything together. And yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah,
good location.
That's where we are now. So if you guys are wondering why do you hear like people in the background, we are at the mall, the old GameStop.
Yes.
Yeah, the old GameStop. So located here in the mall, the old GameStop, and I absolutely love what you've done with this space.
Thank you.
It looks great.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've had a lot of help and got some great friends that really had a really good vision with how to display everything and ultimately how it should look. And so I was very grateful to have their input and then their assistance in getting it all done.
Well, I love the layout because it really looks inviting, and no guessing what you're doing here.
Yeah. That's what it like intimidates me about like some gyms. Like you walk in and there's like a billion like equipment and you're like, I don't even know where to. But here it's you got your bags and you got some the Bulgarian bags, which I love the Bulgarian bags, and so yeah, it's you're not going to be coming in here and be like, what workout machine do I need to use?
That's right.
So these are Bulgarian bags?
So the Bulgarian bags are back there.
Okay.
They're U-shaped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Those are really interesting. So I first came across that when I used to coach for and also train at UFC gym in Costa Mesa, California, and that was my first experience with a Bulgarian bag. Though out here, my boxing coach Joseph also was aware of them and had us do some cool workouts. But you can do so many things. You can do Bulgarian bag swings, which works a lot of core and shoulders, snatches where you flip them and squat. I mean, this goes on and on, but there's a lot of cool exercises. So when I say we do like more of a CrossFit style with some of our workouts, I'll use those and medicine balls and things like that. And you can break it up in so many different ways between reps or with a timer or EMOM workouts every minute on the minute or AMRAP with as many rounds as possible. But you can do a lot of really cool different exercises with them. And what's nice is that works well for us because we don't have actual weights in here, so we go more with those things that are also complementary towards conditioning, even with plyometric work for boxing and kickboxing.
Yeah.
that's really cool. I've never seen those before.
Yeah, they're not as interesting. Not everyone is aware of them, but a few gyms are. Yeah, it's kind of still, I feel like, even though it's probably not, it's fairly new in many ways for most people.
Maybe we got to get a picture of you doing a Bulgarian swing.
We'll try that. Yeah. We'll give it a shot. I'm not afraid.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. I mean, I actually I do enjoy doing the Bulgarian swings. I think it's a good, to me, it's a good cardio and you're working your arms.
So let's talk a little bit about the training. Like for instance, throwing a punch. A lot of people don't know that there's a technique and there's a way to actually make a fist, and because some people don't know that, And I've seen people stick their thumb under their fingers,
Yeah.
or or they got it like out here, and I'm like, well, you can definitely throw a punch like that, but you're gonna hurt yourself more than you're gonna hurt anyone else. But what are some of the techniques that comes making fists and throwing a punch or making a kick?
Definitely. With a boxing glove, it is a little different because you are making a fist, but it's not necessarily as closed as when you're bare knuckled and that type of thing. If you were bare knuckled, yeah, you don't want your thumb obviously inside of your fingers or sticking out. Usually, you want it right. Basically, you curl your fingers. You want it more towards the outside.
Yeah.
And so that way you're hitting with the two largest knuckles, but you're not at risk of breaking your thumb. But the interesting dynamic with boxing versus, say, like Muay Thai, their kicks are very powerful. I think Dutch Muay Thai has more variety with the punching, but boxing, in my opinion, still is the best because they're also teaching how to sit down in your punches. It's all your legs that are driving the fists. It's not just arm punching. That's the opposite. So when you box, it's pivoting, it's sitting your weight into the punch, using your legs and transitioning weight distribution. Sometimes it might be when you're stance, you have 50-50, but then you might transition from 75 to 25, right, depending upon what punch you're striking with. And it seems simple until you're doing it, but that along with bringing it back to your chin, blocks and counters. Again, a lot of cool stuff that I did learn from Joseph at Brunswick Boxing because they do more of an East European style of drills and counters and blocks, which, truth be told, till I came here, I didn't really see that anywhere else. More of them were about slips and rolls and a few blocks. But being that I'm a taller guy, blocks and counters make a lot more sense.
Right.
And their blocks are very precise. It's not overextending out real far from your face. It's basically from your cheek in front of your face and back, and the counters are just tremendous. But there's a lot that goes into it. I didn't realize how hard boxing was until I came here, and it also got me in a really good shape. So I really do have an appreciation for it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, being a former athlete, people don't know that just throwing a punch is not just something you get from your arm. It's from your foundation up.
Yes.
Just like shooting a basketball or throwing a football, swinging a bat. It's not just an arm shoulder thing. It's a whole body movement. And the
Definitely.
power usually comes from the legs up.
And same thing with kicking. I mean, it's all turning your hips, and your hips are controlling everything. So the more you can rotate your hips with pivoting and the ball of your foot, and obviously having a good stance to start with, but as also how they chop their kicks in real strong with Muay Thai, and it's a different type of cardio and different way of working. Karate, at least with Kenpo, it was a great art, and I have appreciation for it, but they would teach us to kick with the top of our foot. Typically, you don't want to do that because the bones are small. So in Muay Thai, they go with the shin and a little bit of the ankle. That's a thicker bone, and their kicks are just amazing. So I'm more of a fan of that style for sure when it comes to the kicking.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be painful.
Well, I mean, I love the kickboxing aspect of your classes. If you didn't think you could do a head kick, you'll be surprised. Eventually, you can end up doing a head kick.
That's right.
Let's since we're getting close to the 45-minute mark, and I'm not sure how this thing edits, but let's talk about how people can reach you, sign up for classes, all that important stuff.
Sure. So you can definitely reach me by my cell phone, which you're welcome to anytime. It's 714-471-8330. The website is www.KhuranaKickboxing, which is KHURANA kickboxing.com. I have an Instagram also that's at KhuranaKickboxing and Fitness, or Facebook. With signing up, typically, if someone just wants to do a month of unlimited classes, we can do that through Venmo or Cash App. They can contact me too, though, first to find out more, because we have other options too for people want to go into contracts and things like that, which right now we do in person. Eventually I want to get that more established on the website too, to make it a little easier though.
And then let's say that you got somebody listening out there, and hopefully we have a lot of people listening. So let's just say, like, okay, well, what's the difference? Why should I go to your kickboxing class instead of going to a traditional gym?
My belief is you're going to get a lot more health-related out of it, because you're not just learning. It's not just only that you're going to get fit and lose weight, and which you can typically do at most gyms, but you're going to learn skills as well. And so even if you're not going to go out there and be a professional fighter, you're still going to learn some self-defense skills, how to block, how to counter. It makes you think more. It's just sharpening your mind as well. Part of also it builds confidence. And it's just, in my opinion, I'm biased, but more fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun way to burn calories and work out. It's constantly changing too. Our classes are not the same thing every single day of the week. So there's so many different ways to mix it up, whether it's boxing or kickboxing in here, with the other things that I mentioned.
Yeah. And I don't know, we're good friends, but I'm like not saying this because we're friends, but this is one reason why I absolutely love coming to your classes is that it's you. It's your coaching, the way that you instruct the classes and the way that you coach the classes. You don't get that. I don't think you can get that at going to a traditional gym, and I'm not going to call any out, but like it's you. You make these classes what they are. So
thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I appreciate having you part of it all this time too. It's been awesome, truly.
Yeah.
Makes me want to sign up. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
It's something I've never really done before, so that intrigues me because I like to kind of push the boundaries. I like to see what my capabilities are. I always joke to Shannon, I was like, listen, I'm 53 years old. I got one good fight left, and so just be careful out there. Don't get me in any trouble.
Yeah, be careful again.
You know, we go to a Jaguars game or something like that. She has a few beers and it's like, oh boy.
Yeah, you gotta let out the inner Buddha.
Yeah. But that's always been a joke. I only got one good fight left. I'm getting too old. But
if you sign up, you'll have two good fights. Maybe.
Yeah. No, I would definitely gonna try to come in here and maybe on a 7:00 class because that's by the time I can get home, and give it a shot because it's something new and different, and it's another challenge.
Yeah, and then just like mentioned before, age doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like I've been here for a while, and I could attest that all the different different people, different ages, and you did have a few people that got hurt, and you modify. So, and I know, like I remember, like he got hurt in the wheelchair, and you modified to help him, and that was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, that was an amazing experience for me as well, and just what I appreciated too is seeing his determination and will, and if somebody's willing to give it a go and to do what they can, anything is possible.
Yeah.
There's always something that can still always be done. So
yeah. So let's play like top 5. I guess we'll end the show on a top 5. So let's see here. Let's just top 5 movies, Vinay.
Rocky.
Okay.
I say Karate Kid. They're all underdog movies pretty much, but Over the Top, which is Stallone as well.
Yeah.
It's an arm wrestling one.
That's a good one. That's like a lot of people don't know about that one.
No, they don't. It's a good one. Lockup is another one. I'll put it in there because that's a good one he did. It's when he went to prison, but it's not a recent one. People confuse it. This is from like '89.
The original Lockup.
The original one. And then the 5th would be a toss-up for me between Kickboxer or Bloodsport, which are Van Damme. I love him. He's awesome. Which also has some good underdog kind of storyline in it too. So.
Yeah. So that's those are actually excellent movie top 5 movie choices. all perfect and related.
I actually watched Bloodsport not that long ago. It was on HBO Max or something like that.
Yeah.
Where was the one where he had a twin? What was that one?
Oh,
I don't remember the name of that one now.
Double Take
Double Impact, I think.
Double Impact, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had his evil twin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was an interesting
He's an
one.
incredible martial artist.
Oh, yeah.
I realize how old I am right now because sometimes I tell people who are in their 20s about him, they don't know who I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
I'm like, no.
Yeah. Oh, I know, because me and you are the same age, and like
Yeah.
I'll talk to like my I teach classes or whatever, and like I'll make a reference, and I got chirps, and I'm like, am I like I'll make like a Beastie Boys reference, and they're like, the who? I'm like, the Beastie Boys. I'm like, you don't know Beastie Boys?
Oh my
I'm like,
God,
yeah, or like I'll mention them, like I'll quote a movie or something, and they're like, I'm like, what? Okay, I'm like, you guys don't like, man. I'm like, I'm really. It's like,
I know it's tough. The further we get, it's tough
Yeah.
making.
yeah,
Like,
but it's all with patience. It's
Yeah.
like, and I guess that would be my. I guess as we wrap it up, where do you see your business? Where do you see this going in the future?
My goal is to obviously continue to grow, but eventually I would like to see it where it's already kind of headed that way, but beyond just myself, as far as having other coaches that are also facilitating classes and opening up more classes and reaching more people. I still want it to be a place that's more about everyone can come here, because everybody, I'll put it this way, everyone is a fighter in their own way. And maybe it's in the ring, but maybe it's not. Maybe you're fighting insecurity, or you're fighting health issues, or addiction, or anything. But you can come here and find an outlet to help you overcome those challenges. And I want the gym to be more about that. That's why you'll notice most of the photos on my wall, you don't see any real like professional famous fighter on it, but you'll see people who actually have trained here and came here for a specific reason, something
Yeah.
they were battling in their own life. And that's what I think makes it special and unique. And I want that to continue to be the case, but to grow it, further with other coaches who also have that mentality and will also operate on that level and help reach more people.
Nice, awesome.
that's great. Yep, you might see me here pretty soon.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Any last questions, Frank?
I'm good. I think we got it all. I
Yeah.
think if you want to come down here, come down and say the name of your gym again.
KhuranaKickboxing.
KhuranaKickboxing. It's not just throwing punches, and it's helping your confidence and really almost kind of giving your fight a target. What you're struggling with. If you're struggling with something, if you need an outlet, this would be a great place to come down here and work that out. And Renee, I think you're great. You're great. I think you're gonna
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
do really well here.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you grow. I mean, I have. I started with you, and I've seen your classes go from just a few people to now. I see your 6 o'clock classes get packed out, and so if you guys are looking for that next, for your next gym, or you're looking for that different workout routine, or for the confidence, the skill, you got to come down here. I mean, this place is amazing. The community is amazing. The people in here are amazing. I just can't say enough.
Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast too. And
Yeah, and hopefully this is our first episode. Hopefully we can see this grow.
definitely.
Love. So if anybody's listening and they want to, of course, all this stuff will be attached to the description and all that other stuff. So
Description. We'll add on a link to your website and things like
Yeah,
that, and visit us on is it Instagram,
Yeah,
and Facebook.
yeah, You Know Me podcast, Golden Isles,
You know me.
connecting the community and businesses and legends all in the Golden Isles, and watching everybody grow. That's the whole point, right?
Absolutely.
So, any shout outs you want to anybody in the community?
Actually, I would like to go into my coach. She's the first coach I have, Kenna Waters. She's been amazing. She helps me with the homeschool group. And Brian Green, he's a client, but also been one of my best friends. He's helped with a lot of things you see here, putting them together. And Mads also, she's also been tremendous. They both helped me even last weekend at this time, getting more things established and more presentable in the way that the appearances of the gym. So,
Awesome.
good people.
Cool, awesome. Well, Awesome. So thank you very much, Vinay, for coming on here, our very first
pleasure.
podcast, and hopefully this won't be our last podcast.
No, I'm sure you guys are going to do
We
great.
got canceled.
It's been a real pleasure. Yeah.
Awesome. So, all right. So this is G-Man signing out.
And Frank.
And Vinay, Khurana.
Thank you so much.